Okay, I think that's everybody. Well, not actually everybody. Still missing Christian, Jonathan, and Eddie. I think, let me double check here. Let's see. All right. Good morning, everyone. Hello, welcome. Today we've got a couple of things going on. First and foremost, and most major of which, is what's happening with you tomorrow. Tomorrow you are coming in to take the SAT. No, the PSAT, which is like the SAT, but only slightly shorter, and practice, right? So to give you an idea of what the experience will be like. SAT is, as I've often said, it's this horrible experience that you are forced to go through, and it will, in fact, impact the rest of your academic future. So you do need to take it seriously. So I have a few tips for you here this morning. Just a couple of final reminders before you go in for your test tomorrow. 1, sleep well. That's the most important thing you can do, is get a good night's sleep tonight. 2nd, eat well. Have a good meal. Have for dinner and breakfast tomorrow. Even if you don't normally eat breakfast, have something so that you don't run out of brain fuel in the middle of the test. I recommend packing your stuff up tonight. Get everything together and ready to go. You need to bring your own pencils, plural, multiple. What if one breaks? Okay, if you've got, you have to use old-fashioned wooden pencils on this, number 2, classic pencils. Bring an eraser, especially if you have a good eraser that you know erases cleanly, grab that. And you need to bring your own calculator. We have some pencils and I think erasers available, but not clearly enough for if everybody forgets all of them. Okay? And you definitely need to bring your own calculator for the calculator portion of the math test. Next, stay positive. While you're taking the test, the most important thing is to maintain a positive attitude. Don't let it bog you down. Don't let it stress you out. Just keep going along and it'll be over eventually. Okay? That said, do pace yourself. Okay? The timing is one of the major components of this test. That doesn't mean go slow. That means you need to, in addition to assessing whether or not you know the answer to a question, assess how long it's going to take you. If it starts to take too long, skip it and come back. And then when you get to some of the shorter questions, you can answer those real fast and easy, then go back to the ones that took more time. That said, even if you do skip things, most importantly, don't leave anything blank. Okay? This is a multiple choice test. There is now no penalty for wrong answers. Okay? Except that you just don't get the points. So there is no reason not to bubble in something. Okay? If you have no idea what it is, make a guess, bubble it in, and move on. Okay? Don't leave any of them blank. That's free points you're just leaving on the table. Right? And that'll be your morning tomorrow. And then you get to have lunch and go home, or go home and then have lunch. I'm not sure of the order of that. But any questions?
Do we need to be in dress code?
Yes, you will be at school in the building. Come in, dress code, more or less. How strictly are we going to be on that? Probably not the most. So find your most comfortable dress code worthy. So however we do, time won't affect us. No, time is very much going to affect you. This time. Oh, how you perform this time, it will not affect. Correct. This is totally a practice. Right? You'll get your score assessment back, and it'll tell you what categories you did well in, what categories you need to improve on. And so that's something to keep in mind, both in class, and be like, oh, I didn't do so hot on the vocabulary section. Maybe I ought to pay attention more in English class. Okay? Or outside of class, specific SAT study, there is for all juniors right? You can take the SAT course. We do offer that here. I have lots of resources I'm happy to share with you, so if you want more of that afterwards, send me an email. I'll be happy to send stuff over, and you can get specific category training and what to look for with that, okay? But yeah, this score, if you bomb it, no big deal. So don't stress about it, okay? All right? Does that cover everyone's worries and curiosities about the SAT? The PSAT? It's not even the full thing. Okay, so then next thing I have for you today is most of the day will be working through the problem set. We have two things I want to get to before that. A couple of answers to share with you, since we don't have, later in the week where I get to share, hey, here's all the answers for the problem set, work on the second set. So I thought I'd stop in here and give you a couple of answers. For those of you that have done some of these already, awesome. You're ahead on things. Thank you very much. These will be very useful. If you haven't done these problems yet, please jot down what the answer is so that when you have completed it, you can then check your work. I'm not giving you all of them, but I am giving you at least one of each type. So let's get started. Good morning from... Okay, I'll read that later. So number 2, we've got a triangular prism and a trapezoidal prism. So there are the surface areas there. Number 8, I gave you one of the pyramids here. You should get 1920 inches squared. On number 18, there's one of the cones for A. You should get about 4,825 feet squared. It does say round to the nearest whole number, so that's what we have done there. You'll get a decimal approximation. A circle is involved. You've got a pi approximation. So there's to the nearest whole number. And then on 28, there is the hemisphere. Should end up with a surface of 54.29 square meters. Okay. Any questions on those at this time? All right, then it is Tuesday, so you know what time it is now. That's right. Have out your notes. It is time for a quiz. And there it is. Please go to joinmyquiz.com. Enter the game code 104110. That's 104 110. Or 104110. However you want to break that down. 104 110. Naomi is the first one in. Thank you very much. Go ahead and join in. This one's short and sweet. There are only 12 questions here about surface areas. I think a couple of them ask just for, hey, what formula would you use here? Some of them ask, what is the surface area of this shape? So you'll have to make use of your formulas and calculate there. Nothing too in-depth or complex here. That said, this is going to be some great overall practice, and so the retake code will be posted at the end of classes today at about 2:30, and will be open for the rest of the week for you to improve your score from here. Got 9 of you in. I need 6 more. 5 more. Give you a few more seconds to join. And as usual, once you are done with the quiz please move on to working on the problem set. You will have the rest of the period to complete that. Remember, this problem set is the only one we have this week. You don't have classes tomorrow, so the problem set is due on Friday. That doesn't mean push it off until Thursday night, okay? Get as much done tonight as you can. pace yourself, pace yourself. Do some tonight, maybe a little bit tomorrow, if you still have energy after the SAT, and then finish it off Thursday. All right, those of you in can go ahead and get started. Way too loud. Here we go. Code is still up on screen. And for those of you on YouTube, that is all you need for today. Have at